They're all fired up. We're almost underway.
Round one. Fight.
All right, first round. What's going to happen? Blocks the jump in. Picture perfect parry though. Their timing is on point. Perfectly timed parry to deflect the opponent's attack. You don't want to get caught in that situation too many times. Player one pushes the opponent into the corner. Buys some time by driving them into the corner. And now they can create some big chances to do damage here. Drive reversal to break in. Just like that there. Drive reversals let you counter while guarding. Deftly shuts out the jump in. The drive parry was successful. Oh! Punish counter. This could lead to something big. Burnout is triggered. Brings out the super art. How is this gonna work out for them? Player one chases them down. Throws them to negate the block. All right, what's coming up next? Right lead opens up. Good job blocking the jump in. They're showing us just how patient they can be. At this range, many attacks can connect if you stick something out. The neutral game is very important. Player two can't chase them in with the left shuka. Burnout active KO. Player one takes the round like a thief in the night. What else can they get away with? Manages to block the jump in attack. Okay, they trade hits. Orbalan. The jump in is denied. Sees him coming and shrugs it off with the super arm. Player two has the right lead. Can they use it? There's been some back and forth, but no one has dominated the fight. Player one has an empty drive gauge. This is a very precarious situation. Out of drive gauge. Now's the time. Barely blocks the jump in. Looking for a chance. Perfect execution with the anti-air. That's not gonna hit. Player one has a chance to win the round if they can put their drop cashes out the gate right there. It's the goddess of the hunt. I've heard of tough love, but not like this. Not like this. This is going to hurt. Player one doesn't check the throw. Player one brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak. They're still hungry. Both sides stepping up for the rematch. Holds out with the block. Good job blocking the jump in. They're showing us just how patient they can be. Any developments early in the round will set the table for the rest of the fight. Player two is just about out of drive after that. Both fighters will want to utilize what little drive gauge they have. Player one is maintaining the corner position for some juicy damage. Gets back into the corner with pressure building. Takes a trip. Throws them to negate the block. Player two is almost dead, but some clutch drive moves and a few gets him. Player one picks up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling. How will they take advantage of everything that's happened up until now? Sees him coming and shrugs it off with the super armor. Player one counters with the Mijia. Nice lead. Nice counter. Sends a clear message with that counter. Time to reassess the situation. Goes for the jump in. Player one ends the meter, hoping for a good return. Level 3 super. Spending that meter like it's nobody's business.
Now you know history.
They must have a game plan here with the critical art on deck. Experiencing burnout. Three glove. That's a big gap. Who's going to close it? Knocked him out KO. That was a clinic on how a solid neutral game wins matches. Right back into the rematch. We ain't even close to done yet. So, what are our fighters planning in this opening round? Blocks the jump in. Well-timed command out there. What are they thinking here? Uncomfortable space here. Can they clip each other on the edge? Player two can't let their drive gauge run out. They need to find a way to reset the situation. The drive gauge is completely empty, meaning their ability to block is also weaker. Oh, can they survive this badly timed burnout? Player one goes for the super art? All right, what's coming up next? Drive rush to keep it going. Player 1, love tap to close it. Player 2 takes the round like a thief in the night. What else can they get away with? How will they take advantage of everything that's happened up until now? Box them with a target combo. Player 1 has the meter lead. What separates the good from the great in this game is smart gauge management. Player 1 holding on to that corner advantage. KO!
Fight round. Fight.
The last round. It's now or never. Three gloves. Player 1 managed their drive gauge well to create lots of opportunities for themselves. Let's see if they can maintain this rhythm. Drive rush. Nails the 3-ball. Stone cold and break. You can't block those. Dangerous range here. Their rep overhead. Catches out the gauge right there. Devotes all that meter to the goddess of the hunt. They're about to get a big knockout hit. Ooh! Amazing! Oh, drive rush! Both avoiding the wall like a plague. Yes, sir. More damage, please. Drop zone, baby. That fighter was not cleared for takeoff. Player 2 clinches the win. But that could have been anyone's game. No way we could have called that. They're still hungry. Both sides stepping up for the rematch. The first round begins. No time to save that stuff for nationals. It's time to go all in. Jumps up. Can't tech the throw. Closes the gap for the grab. Lots of aggression from both sides. Jump in finds the mark. You can open up chances to do big damage by baiting something out, getting that opening, and then jumping in. Player 1 can't let their drive gauge run. They need to find a way to reset the situation. The jump in is denied. Somehow pushes back all the way to center stage. Player 1 is working with a less than ideal drive gauge. They'll need to be very careful here. In a dire situation, they can't afford any mistakes. Springs forward with the drive rush. Both fighters planning something? Burnout activates. Engages them in with the left shuka. Player 1 can't afford mistakes without that drive gauge. From upstairs. Closing moments of the match. One hit's gonna do it. Gets the counter hit for the win. They're so good at whiff punishing.
Round 2.
Player 2 takes the round like a thief in the night. What else can they get away with? They've both showed their hands a little bit, so they must be thinking of a counter. Good job escaping that dangerous corner situation. Gets out of the corner and creates some distance. Player 1 is in a pretty good situation with a meter advantage. What separates the good from the great in this game is smart gauge management. Player 1 will have to deal with this dangerous bout of burnout for a while. Out of drive gauge. Now's the time. Jumps in. Uses the target combo. It's a good spot to use the super. Marisa delivering the goddess of the hunt. Heavy damage incoming. Oh wow, look at the damage. What a finish. We're going into the final round tied up. Which fighter has it in them to grind out the win? Medium kick hit. Blocks. Gets out of that jam with a perfect parry. 3-volt ices it. Both fighters are raring to go. They're waiting for the opportunity to bust this match wide open. Player 2 has the super gauge advantage. Jump drops him hard. Crowns him from above. Ooh, what a smart throw. Takes advantage of the hesitation and gets some good damage in return. The drive impact doesn't work. Player 2 can't use drive anymore. Hits him with a stop and bop. Super art to show off what a PhD in fighters can do for you. Uh-oh. This could really tip the scales. These fighters are swinging for control. There's a burnout. Player 1 is looking at a grim situation with burnout. Nothing but air. Noticeable life lead is a comeback stroke. That final push at the end paid off in spades. When you have a chance to finish things, you gotta take it. Player 2 was an absolute beast in that match. They're still hungry. Both sides stepping up for the rematch. Blocks it. Barely blocks the jump in. Surprises them with a drive rush. The properties that attacks get from a drive rush make them a great tool for creating chances like that. Player 1 is maintaining the corner position for some juicy damage. Gets back into the corner with pressure building. Gets the jump in. Down to the wire. We're near the end of the round. What a finish. Great meat on the life gauge there. Player 1 picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage. They both showed their hands a little bit, so they must be thinking of a counter. Big counter. Spends the gauge for the drive reversal. Opts to use the gauge for the drive reversal. They are absolutely wailing on each other in the middle of the stage. Hits them with a stop and vibe. Player 1 experiencing burnout. Uses the gauge for a super art. Uses the gauge for the super. They're not playing around here.
Now you know history.
Player 1 in dire straits springs forward with the drive rush. Player 1 will look to apply pressure here. We have a super art on deck. Expect to see way more pressure here. Drive usage is back on the table. Knocked them out of the air. Solid anti-air. Digs in deep to get that drive in. Player 2 can't use any drive boost. Gotta play it safe. Aimless pumps the brakes on the impact. A rare chance here. They gotta do something. Flatlines them. Gotta hand it to both of our fighters. They put on a real clinic for us. They're still hungry. Both sides stepping up for the rematch. Jumps in. Surprises them with a drive rush. So, a drive rush can really close the distance, putting moves that would otherwise be out of reach in that sweet spot to launch a surprise attack. Player 2 pushes the opponent into the corner. Buys some time by driving them into the corner, and now they can create some big chances to do damage here. At this range, many attacks can connect if you stick something out. The neutral game is very important. This is where things will get interesting as the damage starts to pile up on both fighters. Knockdown. Player 2, this is gonna be bad news. Spikes him with 3 gloves. Player 2 is gonna have to wait for that drive gauge. Can they stick it out? Big counter. This is a critical point of the round where they just keep counting them with the Lachuka. Can they stand the heat? They can't squander this punish counter chance. In there! Player 1 picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage. Medium kick. Who's going to start things off? Brushes off the impact. Balance from above. Jumps up. Player 1 is working with a better gauge. What can they do with it? Takes the opponent out of the air. Hits them with a stop and pop. Uses the target combo as a burnout activates. Uses the gauge for a super art. Going for the conclusive kill with that super. What a move. Taking no prisoners.
Now you know history.
Player 1 took no time to finish that fight. Right back into the rematch. We ain't even close to done yet. Let's see what these fighters have up their sleeves out of the gate. That was a solid anti-air. There's a punish counter. This can lead to something very big if they can capitalize. Player 1 will be in a world of hurt if their drive gauge runs out. The drive gauge is completely empty, meaning their ability to block is also weak. We have one player in burnout state, which means they'll have to continue to fight temporarily without using any drive-reliant moves. So they break forward to pressure the opponent. They hit each other. Right lead opens up. The punish counter gives them a great opening here to do big damage. A quick breather. Player finishes things off with authority with that big punish counter. Player 2 picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage. How will they take advantage of everything that's happened up until now? Still very early in the round. They're still feeling each other out. Both fighters having a full super art gauge means positioning is critical here. Meter management is going to be a huge factor right now. Player 1 will look to apply pressure here. They gotta be careful not to overextend or their opponent might go for a side switch. Player 1 can't use any drive moves without hit them with a stopping body. Player 1 in dire straits with burnout. Out of drive gauge. Now's the time. Max SA gauges. Unbelievably in sync with a chance to score big here. Pushes out of the corner with a driver. Clutch anti-air. Saw that coming. Knocked him out of the air. Yes, drive impact for the win. Player 2 brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak. Right back into the rematch. We ain't even close to done yet. Let's see what these fighters have up their sleeves out of the gate. Not much damage dealt so far, but they may be looking for an opening to run with. How are they going to deal damage? What's the play here? Jump in, finds the mark. Takes them all the way to the corner with that. Player 1 will be in a world of hurt if their drive gauge runs out. How much damage can they deal before the opponent's drive gauge replenishes? All right, what's coming up next? They're jostling for the dominant position in the corner. The jump-in is denied. Takes a trip. Throws them to negate the block. Player 2 creates a good, this stun might mean the end of this round. 3-volt ices. Player 2 will pounding them with the La Chuca. Can they stand the heat KO? Player 1 picks up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling. Are we going to see some fireworks here? Player 1 did a great job of reading their opponent up close that last round. Can they keep the momentum? Balance from above! Player 1 will want to take advantage of their meter lead while they have it. Springs forward with the drive rush. The properties that attacks get from a drive rush make them a great tool for creating chances like that. Fights out of the corner, back to the center of the stage. What'll happen? Fires off the Chernobyl. Now, experiencing burnout. Drive rush to keep it going. Barely blocks the jump in. Their spacing is so on point right now. Drops them hard. Jumps. Cross-up attack. Reads the jump in perfectly. Life lead is there, but still anyone's game. Throws them. Oh, could be the start of something. Quick breather. They're in range. We gonna see a jump in? A dash? Drive rush. Flatlines them. This is the final round. Expect to see some fireworks. Somehow manages to block the jump in. Big throws. Connects with the throw. That throw will do some good damage. Scrapping it out, pumps the brakes on the impact. Brushes that off and keeps going. Glide. Oh, here we go. Player impact squash. Uses the impact to shave off some of their drive gauge. Wow, they have them all figured out. Jump, solid anti-air. Getting it all on this level 2 super art. What were they thinking? Player 1 is in burnout state. A very precarious situation. Anti-air in the clutch. Links it. Player 1 reads the jump in perfectly. They gotta dig down deep. Closes in. It is over. Player 2 has gotta be feeling good getting the win out of that absolute carnage. It's not over yet. Best believe it's time for that run back. Ooh, it looks like they're waiting to see what the opponent wants to do first. Saints? Things are slow going right now, but we may see someone speed things up. How are they going to deal damage? What's the play here? Still slugging it out here. Player 1 is just about out of drive out now. drive gauge is at the limit for both fighters. No good up high. They gotta escape from the corner before the pressure builds up. They got nowhere to run now that they're in the corner. Player 1 needs to deal with this burnout. That's some big juicy damage on that counter hit. Sticks the jump in. Taking stock. Gets him. Player 1 takes the round like a thief in the night. What else can they get away with? The jump in catches them. Are we going to see some fireworks here? What's their game plan here at this critical stage? Hits them with a stop and pop. Full SA meters on... burnout activates. Bends the meter, hoping for a good return. Player 1 in dire straits with burnout. Out of drive gauge. Now's the time. Throwing some shade. Goes with the safe stuff with that target. Raw critical. What's gonna happen?
Meaningless efforts.
Gets the critical out. Even when the chips are down, they're still looking for a play to take this fight. Now they gotta think of a follow-up. Player 1 can't use any drive move. Gotta play it safe. Drive in fact misses. Closes it out. This is the final round. Expect to see some fireworks.
Final round. Fight.
Medium kick. Picks the air throw. Both players look for something to work with, but neither are getting the... Oh, are you serious? They had a read on that jump in the whole time? Timing their parry just as the attack was coming triggered a perfect parry. Now they have a chance to go on the offensive. Where's this going? Nothing stops this train. Look turns out. Player 1 is looking at a grim situation with burnout. Forward rush. This can lead to some big damage. Taking chunks out of each other here. Player 1 is in a very good spot now. Jumps in with the cross. Nails the 3-ball. Finds the target. Take a seat. There's a burnout. Player 1 can't use any drive moves. Gotta play it safe. They push their way out of the corner. They're taking a step back to slow down the pace. Oh my God, what's gonna happen? The reaction's on display. No escape. Player 2 clinches the win. But that could have been anyone's game. No way we could have called that. It's not over yet. Let's believe it's time for that run back. Jumps. Still very early in the round. Keeping track of the opponent's movements. Waiting for a good opening. Ooh, will they hit? With? Or even charge in? Tricky territory here. Taking stock. Uses the target combo to take a chunk of damage off the opponent. Perfect. Takes the round without getting touched. Player 2 picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage. Good job blocking the jump in. They're showing us just how patient they can be. Springs forward with the drive rush. The properties that attacks get from a drive rush make them a great tool for creating chances like that. Not having the cross up. Blocks it well. Scrapping it out up close. Knockdown and... Player 2 can't use any drive moves without burning out. Jumps in. Quick breather. Not and fold. Nasty blow to the back of the head. Goes with the safe stuff with that target. KO! Here's the final round. The real fight starts now. Final round. Who will the fighting game gods favor here? Looking to follow up after that target combo. Solid anti-air. Sets up with the jump in. Folded up like a cheap suit. Amazing. Over in a flash. Player 1 gets the win in a convincing fashion.
comes a new challenger.
This is gonna be a 5-star match. Get ready for history to be made.
Fight with all your...
Round 1. Fight.
All right, first round. What's going to happen? Jump in finds the mark. The drive impact nets them a sweet punish. That's how you capitalize on an opponent's mistake. Get the punish counter by waiting for the opponent to whiff an attack and then strike without hesitation. KO. Player 1 picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage. Everything up until now, and everything from here on out, is so vital. Player 2 got completely shut out that round. Can they make a comeback? Got their eye on the air. They just said, get that jumping out of here. Both fighters will want to utilize what little drive gauge they have. Attack, defend, anything can happen in this situation. Gotta be careful not to whip at this range. Flies in with a fist to keep the pressure on. Amnesia. Throwing some shade. The fighters return to the middle of the stage. One chance here may get the counter hit for the win. They're so good at whiff punching. This is the final round. Expect to see some fireworks. Smart play with the throw. Looking to follow up, more fuel to the fire. Cook them up. It's the goddess of the hunt. I've heard of tough love, but not like this. Not like this. Look at the damage. Shows off a pair, throws them. Starting the part, betting it all on the drive rush. Oh, the throw connects. Oh, here we go. Player 2 needs to take advantage of this gauge disparity. It's a fake. They're in range. We gonna see a jump in? A dash? What now? The brain on this fighter to fish for the counter in that situation. Player 1 has gotta be feeling good getting the win out of that absolute carnage. It's not over yet. Best believe it's time for that run back. Things are slow going right now, but we may see someone speed things up soon. Keeping track of the opponent's movements, waiting for a good opening. They're not going to allow any jump-ins. Solid anti-air will shut down the opponent's air game and make it much harder to jump in. Player 2 pushes the opponent into the corner. Keeping them in the corner will only produce more damage opportunities. Uses the drive rush here to steal their turn. Heading into the end game now. It's getting tense. Experiencing burnout. Free glove. He saw them sweating against the wall and gets in the throw. Player 2 picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage. Holds out with the block. Absorbs the attack and fires back. Both fighters want to establish themselves early on. Burnout activates. What'll happen here? Player 1 can build off this lead. There's been some back and forth, but no one has dominated the fight. Player 1 in dire straits with burnout. Spikes him with 3 gloves. Super arc on deck for both fighters. How they approach the situation will be interesting. Perfect execution with the anti-air. Their life has gotta do better than that. Damn! Scores an important armor break. Finds the target. Stunned. They gotta get in there. We're so close to the end of the round that it may not matter that both fighters are burned out. This is gonna kill. No doubt about it. No way. That win wasn't luck. That was 100% planned. Last round, people. Both fighters gotta go all in from this point. Open meets them air to air. Who will come out on top some hard? Last round saw some incredibly calm nerves despite the odds stacked against them. This will be a big win if they can keep it up. Big gauge drives it back, misses. What now? Player 1 with the lead. Will they go for offense or betting it all on the drive rush? Closes the distance. The Gladiator pries them open. What's next? Will this super art do anything? What were they thinking? Turning it right up with that's how you close it out. What a beast! Player 1 was an absolute beast in that match. They're still hungry. Both sides stepping up for the rematch. Goes for the jump in. Departure set. This fight is just underway. What kind of game plan do they have? Both fighters have plenty of health. Where is this match going to go? How are they going to deal damage? What's the play here? A drive rush to try and keep up the attack. Well, they managed to escape the corner, but they can't let their guard down. Player 1 in that dangerous burnout state. Can they outlast it? Player 1 has used up all of their drive gauge. Both fighters are looking for a way to fill up their super art gauge. I want to see how they manage their SA gauge here. This goes for the super art? Taking stock. Drive gauge finally recovers. Picks the drive reversal. In a dire situation, they can't afford any mistakes. Experiencing burnout. Player 1 is gonna have to wait for that drive gauge. Puts the super armor to good use. Oh, they can't ignore that super gauge yet. KO. Player 2 on the board first with the win. They'll want to keep the pressure on. Everything up until now, and everything from here on out, is so vital. Player 1 didn't manage their drive properly through that round. Meter management is absolutely vital, and they need to manage it properly for this coming round. They gotta make sure not to splurge with that drive gauge and lead drive rush to keep it going. Springs forward with the drive rush. Closes the distance. Hits them with a stop and pop. Uses the target combo as a experiencing burnout. Players looking to impress with this super. Level 3 super. Spending that meter like it's nobody's business.
Now you know.
They just made that very tricky combo look easy. That crowns them from above. What a finish! Last round, people. Both fighters gotta go all in from this one. Final round. Who will the fighting game gods favor here? The match just started. It's anyone's game. Player 2, drive rush, forward rush, reversal. Player 1 can build off this lead. There's been some back and forth, but no one has dominated the fight. Clutch parry! Oh my god, what a throw tech! Player 1, drive rush to keep it going. Break him! Betting it all on the drive rush! What gets him with a Euro step? They're taking a step back to slow down the pace. Meets them air to air. Jumps. Goes to the air. Forward rush. Okay, here we go. A jump, drive rush. What are they gonna do? In with the phalanx. Amazing. Drive impact misses. Finds the target. Noticeable life lead. Is a comeback still possible? Burns out. Player 2, this is gonna hurt. It is over. Player 2 comes out on top of that fierce battle. Talk about a show. That match had it all. The first round begins. No time to save that stuff for nationals. It's time to go all in. Three gloves. The fighters continue to check each other in the early going. How are they going to deal damage? What's the play here? Player 1 pushes the opponent into the corner. What are they thinking here? Player 1 is maintaining the corner position for some juicy damage. Throws them. What's next? Life lead opens up. Throws them to start. Springs forward with the drive rush. Knockdown. Kenobo. Spins it on the super art. Drive rush to keep it going. Next hit will end the round. Experiencing burnout. Burnout activates. They're both out of drive gauge. KO. Player 2 with a big first round pickup. Can they close it out? Immediate jump in. 3-volt ices him. Hits him with a stop and block. Uses the target combo with a fillet. Doesn't miss a beat. Drive gauge gap here. Player 1 in dire. They're going for the super art. The super doesn't hit. Reglove. They are really going at each other this round. The reads they make now will be key. Drive rush to keep it going. Checks with a medium kick. Drops them. Crowns them from above. Oh, here we go. Player 1, that throw's gonna take off a chunk of damage. Gets him with a Euro step. Both of them back off. They may be preparing for the final exchange. Can they use their reach? What a finish! This is the final round. Expect to see some fireworks. Where's this going? Ooh, it looks like they're waiting to see what the opponent wants to do first. Spikes him with Reglove. Was hungry for the grab. Stone cold embrace. You can't block those. What are they gonna do? All in with a rush. Like fires off the Genova. This is gonna hurt. Top turns out. Super art to show them what a PhD in fighters can do for you. Uh-oh. This could really tip the scales.
Now you know history.
This is going to hurt. Draco. Crowns him from above. Oh, here. Oh, yo. Rock super hit. Can they make the most of this? It is over. Player 1 made some smart moves there. Great game. It's not over yet. Let's believe it's time for that run back. This is gonna hurt. Showing some real tenacity. Stops the attack by using the drive parry. That parry may be just the catalyst they need. Perfectly timed parry to deflect the opponent's attack. You don't want to get caught in that situation too many times. Player 2 with the life lead. Can they exploit this advantage? Almost had it, but he gets blocked. Drive impact is blocked, but takes a bite out of the drive gauge to apply some pressure. At this range, many attacks can connect if you stick something out. The neutral game is very important. Player 1 chases them down. They've been pushed into the wall and the stun's there. Player 2 is gonna have to wait for that drive gauge. Can they stick it out? Cages them in with the left shuka. Both fighters are weighing their options and looking for an opening. Both of them are low on health, and there's the impact. Not letting that end the round with a sick combo. Amazing. Player 1 picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage. Shows a medium kick. That's some big juicy damage on that counter hit. Player 1 did a great job of reading their opponent up close in that last round. Can they keep the momentum? Get carried to the corner. Balance from above. At this range, many attacks can connect if you stick something out. The neutral game is very important. 3-volt? Player 2 has a slight hit them with a stop and pop. 3-volt ices him. Pokes with a medium kick. Player 2 will look to apply. All the throw connects. A real test of nerves here. Reversal in attack range. Starting the party. Uses the teleport. Are they going to be able to come back and stack liquid drives? In fact, misses. Wrecks them. Are we going to see a comeback here? The drive gauge is screaming. What a read with that anti-air. Here's the final round. The real fight starts now. Open, reads the jump in perfectly. This is gonna hurt. In with the phalanx. Anti-air in the clutch. Player 1 can't let this simmer. They got it spinning it all on the driveway. Player 1 with the rhythm owning that space. Wants to close it out in style, but is it enough?
Now you know history.
It doesn't kill. Just closes it out. Player 1 was an absolute beast in that match. It's not over yet. Best believe it's time for that run back. We're finally ready to begin this long-awaited fight. Our players look primed and ready. From up above, takes them all the way to the corner with that. Good job here in giving themselves a chance to gain the upper hand. A little too greedy there. Neither of them willing to back off here. Both fighters are trying to decide their next move. Feeling out the spacing. Life lead opens up. Nice! Sees the combo through and takes the round. Player 1 picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage. They've piled up the knowledge. Now, how are they going to use it? Shows a medium kick. Still very early in the round. They're still feeling each other out. Flies in with a fist to keep the pressure on. Knockout and player 1 needs to use. Oh, what's this? Digs in deep to get that drive impact. Player 1 will need to drive rush to keep it going. Both fighters planning something? Player 1 will have to deal with this dangerous bout of burnout for a while. Super arts on deck for both fighters. How they approach the situation will be interesting. This is gonna hurt. 3-bulb? And springs forward with the drive rush. We have super arts on. The super doesn't hit. The cash is out the gate right there.
Take my leg.
Wait, what? Are they actually dead?
Convinced yet?
Player 2 can't use any drive. Closes it out. Gotta hand it to both of our fighters. They put on a real clinic for us.